This is Boxing Talk 8576. I want to talk about the the Keith Thurman Soto Karass match and the Adrien Broner versus Marcus Maidana match and some other things. Um, I want to get right into it. Adrien Broner versus Marcus Maidana. In my opinion, this is a good stylistic matchup for Adrien Broner. Marcus Maidana is a come forward, straight forward fighter. He's not a boxer. He doesn't move around. He doesn't give angles. Adrien Broner likes fighters that stand in front of him. He usually picks those guys apart. He just have trouble with guys that moves around and gives them angles, like Post De Leon did. That a lot of people thought he lost that fight, and the recent fight versus Paulie Malignaggi, where Paulie Malignaggi gave him in and out movement, went to his body through combinations. Paulie Malignaggi himself, even at his advanced age, still has fast hands, fast feet. He was popping his jab. In my opinion, Paulie Malignaggi has a top 5 jab in boxing. It's very, very educated. He just gave Adrien Broner a lot of angles and a lot of in and outs. And Adrien Broner, in my opinion, is a flat-footed fighter, and he had to reset. Paulie Malignaggi made him reset a lot of times in that fight. That's why Adrien Broner was throwing one punch at a time. He's more of a pop shot puncher. He only throws combinations when he either gets you on the ropes or he sees you vulnerable and he's about to finish you. Other than that, he's like a pop shot fighter. You know what I'm saying? Throw one punch at a time. And a volume puncher that moves in and out and gives him angles, like Paulie Malignaggi and Ponce de Leon, will always give him trouble. But I think he should win this fight. I think he's gonna stop Marcus Maidana, in my opinion. I think rounds 9 and 10. I think he's probably gonna wear Marcus Maidana out, because Marcus Maidana is soft to the body. Yes, he has a chin, but Marcus Maidana is soft to the body, and Adrien Broner is gonna come out. Adrien Broner is gonna go to his body. Adrien Broner is a decent body puncher, especially when he has his man hurt and he's about to finish him. I think he's going to stop Marcus Maidana in round 9 or 10. And that's my take on that fight. And where Adrien Broner goes from there, I don't know. I'm assuming Golden Boy going to put him in with either Robert Guerrero, or he might fight Paulie Malignaggi, the Paulie Malignaggi Adrien Broner 2, since it has a storyline. Since some people thought Paulie Malignaggi won that fight. So we'll see after his fight on Saturday where he goes from there on and see how he performs. But he has to have a great performance, because he has to erase that Paulie Malignaggi debacle, because that was supposed to have been his moment to shine. I don't think, what I'm saying, my expectations on the fight wasn't for him to knock Paulie out, but he should at least, beat him in a convincing fashion. That's why Golden Boy picked on Paulie Malignaggi, because Paulie Malignaggi was the weakest belt holder at 147, and Adrien Broner was coming up 2 weight divisions, so they picked on the weakest welterweight. We all know that Paulie Malignaggi cannot punch. He could do everything else, but he can't punch. So that's why they picked on him. But moving on to the next fight, Keith Thurman versus Soto Karass. Keith Thurman is one of my favorite up-and-coming young fighters. He's a boxer puncher. He's facing Soto Karass. Soto Karass is a tough fighter. He's a come-forward fighter, though. He's a come-forward fighter. He throws punches. He's more of like a slugger, and that plays right into Keith Thurman's hands. You have to have some dynamics to your boxing game if you want to come in there against Keith Thurman and give him problems. A guy like Soto Karass, he's tough. He comes forward. He's a slugger. He will get off some punches. But I see Keith Thurman giving him angles. I see Keith Thurman moving around on him. I see Keith Thurman giving him a boxing lesson, going to his body, because Keith Thurman is one of the most top 2 or 3 devastating boxer punchers, and that goes to the body in the game today. And the other one to me is Gennady Golovkin. Those two go to the body with bad intentions. I see Keith Thurman winning this fight. I see Keith Thurman knocking Soto Karass out in rounds maybe 8 or 9, and I see him having a a really good performance. Keith Thurman, in my opinion, he has to just keep on winning impressively, because we all know that Golden Boy is looking at Adrien Broner as being the next heir to the throne for Mayweather. So Keith Thurman has to throw salt in that wound and say, no, I'm going to be the next king to the throne, and he needs to put pressure on Adrien Broner. If he wins this fight against Soto Karass, he need to call out Adrien Broner and put pressure on him. You know what I'm saying? And because I don't think Golden Boy wants that fight to happen after this fight. Even though they got him on the same card, I see Golden Boy putting other fighters in front of these fighters, you know what I'm saying, within the next 2 or 3 fights, to keep these fighters away from each other as long as they can. But I see Keith Thurman beating Adrien Broner if they ever fight. But that's a story for another day. We'll talk about that in another video. And I don't know what's taking Mayweather so long to pick his opponent. It's news that he's going to fight Amir Khan, but he's making us wait this long. If he's going to fight Amir Khan, he just need to come out and say he's going to fight Amir Khan. I doubt it very seriously that he's waiting on Adrien Broner, Marcus Maidana, or Keith Thurman versus Soto Karass, the winner of those fights, because he's not going to fight Adrien Broner. We already know that. And he's not going to fight Keith Thurman because he figured Keith Thurman don't have enough fanfare behind him. You know what I'm saying? And Keith Thurman is still, in his mind, in Mayweather's mind, probably still green. So he should come out and say he's going to fight Amir Khan, so everybody can get ready for that fight. I personally don't want to see him fight Amir Khan, but as we all know, Mayweather, this is what he does. He's going to go for the low risk, high reward, and Amir Khan, has a country behind him, so that's high reward, and low risk is, he don't see Amir Khan as being dangerous. But we'll see what Mayweather does in that fight, but does as far as picking his opponent. He may surprise us and say, hey, I'm going to go up and fight GGG at 160, but he's not going to do that. Or I'll accept the Lara fight. If he fight Lara, and he's Landy Lara, I like that fight. That's a good fight for Mayweather, but he might have an excuse for that fight. So I don't know, man. The guy is full of excuses. He's a really good fighter. You know what I'm saying? Probably the best fighter of this era. And this man has so many excuses. He can't fight Pacquiao because Pacquiao was another promotion. He can't fight Bradley because Bradley with another promotion. Hey, they say he really a 140 fighter. Won't he go down and fight your guy Garcia at 140? If he's really, because that's what his father and uncle say. He says he's really a 140 fighter. He's fighting at 147, but he can make 140 easy. Go down and make 140 and fight Garcia. That I accept that. That'll be a good fight if you go down and fight Garcia at 140. But I don't think he's gonna do that. But we'll see, man. We'll see what this guy does. We'll see if he step up to the plate and fight Lara or GGG, or go down to 140 and fight Garcia, or surprise us and say, hey, I can make the Mayweather Pacquiao fight or Bradley fight. But we'll see. This is Boxing Talk 8576. I'm out.